Gregory of the Wingate University Bulldogs national champions in Wingate, North Carolina, which, for those of you that don't know, is just outside of Charlotte. Coach Gregory, welcome in. I'm going to give you the same round here, 30 seconds. What do we need to know about Wingate?
Well, first off, thanks for having us all on, man. This is a really cool thing that you're doing. But about our program, kind of like what Coach was touching on, I think we have a long-standing tradition in our program. We just haven't been one of those programs that's just been national as far as everybody's been able to see it. But the history that's gone through this program, the players that have gone out, the coaches that have been here, obviously well before I've gotten here, and it's just loaded with outstanding people, outstanding talent. We tell a story all the time in recruiting that, when Coach Christopher was here back in the 60s, that, Mike Martin played here when it was a junior college, and he left Wingate University, Wingate Junior College at the time, went down to Florida State, and history was made from that point forth. And so it just kind of tells you some guys have been in our program. And
that's wild. I did not know that. And I've known Martin a long time. I was a clubby there. That was my claim to fame. But I did not know that. That is awesome as a Florida State alumni. That is fantastic to know.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like everything else, we have some people that really support what we do. Our alumni have been fantastic. And just to see the tradition that's been built over the years, it's really remarkable.
So you guys, I remember coming to a game mid-season. You guys are fairly close. Always enjoyed going out to your ballpark. And you guys walloped the team you were playing. And I remember speaking to you in the dugout afterwards. I'm like, that was pretty good. And I seemed to be, I guess, surprised. I don't know. And you kind of looked at me like it was an insult. Like, yeah, of course we're good. At what point did you realize, though, that you had a national championship team on your hand?
One of my guys asked me that question, and I really probably when we finally got there, and seeing how we matched up against everybody else, and not being there before, it's hard to really gauge where it is. We knew we had a really good team, and there was a couple things that happened along the way that you could just see some confidence growing. And so you had a really good team that just started playing with a ton of confidence. And as we just kind of progressed, we kept building off of it. And then, I think the night before I mentioned to Coach Nash, we were talking, it was late, I couldn't sleep. And I just kind of had this epiphany. I just looked at him and I said, we're going to win tomorrow. And it just was kind of one of those things where you could just tell the way the guys were playing, how they were handling situations and how they were responding to everything. That you just kind of have one of those gut feelings. And I haven't had one of those before, to be honest with you.
I don't want to move on here I want everybody to hear real quick, and I know we're going to go terrible on time here, but just can you give us the quick version of what happened, that rain delay scenario you had there at the World Series? Can you break that down real quick, what happened in that dugout?
Yeah, the rain came in, it was I don't know exactly what inning it started, but we played through some heavy weather, in about the seventh inning, and then it kind of cleared out, and we were able to keep playing, and then in the ninth inning, it started raining, and we were the home team in that game, and it got to the point where I think it was, we had multiple guys on. Actually, it was bases loaded. We were in a 2-2 count, and then you see people running down, and we were playing in a downfall. You see some pictures, and it's looks like it's snowing outside, and you see all the admin come running down, shutting it down. So with a 2-2 count, 2 outs, they halt the game, and we sat in the dugout for 3.5 hours. And they got the field ready, and
who was the kid? Who was the kid up to bat?
The last 30 seconds. And
who was the kid up to bat?
It was Hunter Dula.
And what were your boys saying to him for those many hours?
It was pretty entertaining because they were giving him grief. They told him there's so many ways you can screw this up. There's so many bad things that could happen. What are you going to do? What are you going to swing at? What pitch is he going to throw you? They just were teasing them all along, and basically came out, got the field ready, one pitch, hits a single to right field, ball game's over.
Wow, awesome. Coach Troy Brohan from Salisbury University, the NCAA Division III national champions. The school is located on the eastern shore of Maryland. Coach Brohan, give you the opportunity here. What do you want everybody to know about your school and program?
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for having me. This is a great idea. I'm anxious to hear everybody talk. But about our university, we're one of the biggest D3 schools in the country. When it's all said and done, we have right around 10,000 students. And I'm going to echo on the other coaches, consistency and tradition. This will be my 8th year as the head coach here, but I've been involved in the program for 15. We've been to 21 consecutive regionals, which I believe is 4th in D1, D2, or D3, and we've been to 6 College World Series. So this year finally topping it off with the first championship in school history. So a lot of tradition here, great culture, great fan base as well. And we're right next to the beach, which doesn't hurt.
Oh, it definitely doesn't hurt. So you guys have been there. You've had a lot of success, but you said this is the first championship. So looking back on it, is there anything you did differently in 2021 that helped you win it all compared to other years?
Well, my background is in the National League. I played professional for 12 years, and I'm big on National League baseball. So my vision here when I took over was to go away from the kind of guerrilla ball and launch angles, and we went more athletic. We went with team speed, and I think one thing that hurt us in the past was bullpen depth, and I really think we built that up, and I think that was a huge part of us finishing it off this year because, let's face it, when you're in the World Series, you're playing back-to-back days, so pitching depth is extremely important.
I appreciate it. Sounds good. And you guys are one of the ones I'm interested in hearing more about tonight for sure. Because programs like you, I think we all need to learn about the things that are really good out there that we don't necessarily know exist off the top of our head or in our backyard. So thank you, Coach, for being here. Coach Sheets, Georgia Gwinnett College NAIA national champions. That's the National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics. They are located in Lawrenceville, Georgia. And I'm sure if you have ever been to Lake Point, you have gotten an invite to tour the campus by yours truly, Coach Sheets. Welcome in, Sheets.
Thanks, Josh. Appreciate you having us on, my man.
No, I appreciate you, man. You have done a really good job of putting your program out there, but there's always more to be said and more to be learned. What do you want the people listening in on this call to know about your program?
Well, we don't have the tradition that the rest of the group has for the most part. I mean, we're a 9-year-old program. This is year number 10 of us playing college baseball. But in 9 years, we've been to 4 World Series. We've averaged 47 wins per year. We put 28 kids into professional baseball. We are the only brick and mortar institution built after the year 2000. So, I mean, we're a young school, young athletic department. Obviously, we're building something we think that's going to be special. And the goal was never to win it once. The goal is to consistently put ourselves at the forefront of this whole thing and build a legacy program. That's what we're trying to get done here in Lawrenceville.
What was the first order of business when you got there to turn this thing into a national championship program?
Well, you just got to figure out what was working and then where you can add more value. And so I think it's always recognition of what was going on before you got there and the staff that was in place and the players that were here and the alumni that did a great job of, since 2014, jumping out of the gate and putting Georgia Gwinnett on the map. But then you have to recognize who you are and what you're about and the kind of direction you want to go. And you figure out what voids you need to fill. And we've done a good job of that, of jumping up in areas that maybe weren't as flourishing on the way that we wanted to. And get it going in the direction that we think builds consistency and sustainability, but also adjustability, because this landscape's ever changing in what we're doing here on the NAIA level.
Yeah, no doubt. And you're at the forefront of a lot of things, Coach. I think very highly of what you guys do. I give you a hard time, but watching you guys and some of the stuff you put out, especially the mental training, I don't want to cut it short and be wrong about what I'm saying there, but something like that, right? I mean, you guys were working on training the mind this year. I saw that a lot out of you, and it looked like the boys were really taking to it.
Yeah, I think we step outside the box a little bit. There's just things that we think can help a player find out what the best version of himself is and how to get that guy to show up more consistently. And we spend time in a lot of different areas that we think garner success on the field. So I think you got to be authentic to who you are and what you're about and the way that you see the game. And if it gets the results you're looking for, stick with it. If it doesn't, you got to make adjustments. And again, I think adjustability is a sexy term in our game, no different than consistency is. And I think you got to find both.
There you go. Wake up. Jeremy Sheetinger dropping the word sexy will wake everybody in the room up. Tom Cagliari from Penn State, Du Bois Sheets. I love you, man. I got to give you a lot of I did give you that shout out last week, by the way. I don't know if anybody informed you. I did get you on that one. But, sorry, Tom Cagliari, coach from Penn State, Du Bois, USCAA, the United States Collegiate Athletic Association in Du Bois, Pennsylvania, a Commonwealth campus of Penn State University. Coach, how are you? And thank you for being here.
I appreciate it. It's an honor being on with all these great coaches and great programs. And, I love listening to their input and in what they do with their program. So appreciate you asking me to jump on with you guys, and it's an honor to be here.
And we are happy to have you. It would be incomplete without the national champs. In 30 seconds to you, same question. Pressure's on. What do you want us to know about your school and program?
Yeah, no pressure with all the great traditions from all those other guys, right? No, I think we do a good job here with our program. We been around baseball all my life, and our program's only 5 years old. We have 5 full seasons, and we've won 3 of our association's national championships in 5 years. So I think we're doing something right. We like what we're doing. We built a great culture here in only 5 years. Starting with 0 roster is extremely challenging. But to have the success we've had out of the gate and never really losing our conference, we won the conference every year, regular season and conference tournament. We've won 3 times. And then to win 3 of our national championships is a dedication to our coaches, number 1, our administration, number 2, but most importantly, our players. And I know a lot of them are listening in. I can see their names on here, which is kind of cool. And I can say one thing, that I've never fielded a ground ball or hit a ball. And they've done all the work. They just buy in, and they've done a great job. So they deserve all the credit for sure.
What are they buying into? What's the philosophy, the culture they're buying into? I mean, 3 national championships in 5 years of a program is kind of crazy. So what is the secret sauce over there?
Probably the same with a lot of guys. I mean, I think everybody just make sure you do your own thing and be true to yourself. I think our culture is based on, which probably a lot of these guys are, is our culture is relationship based. I think it's very important for us. We spend a lot of time together. Our guys live together. We do a lot of things off the field together. We go to outings together. We go to do camp trips, golf trips. We do fishing trips. We do a lot of things together to develop that relationship so we can understand each other a little bit better in our challenges and adversity that we've had in our lives. And I think it's important for guys to be able to relate to that so you can get to know people. Because at the end of the day, it's, everybody wants to win and have a great program, but at the end of the day, it's about making sure these kids grow up to be men, and that's the most important thing for us. So I think that's the secret sauce to make sure everybody knows that we care about them and what they do after baseball.
Love it. Moving to Waco, Texas, Coach Mitch Thompson from McClellan Community College, JUCO or NJCAA, Division I. Coach, welcome in. Tell us about what you got going on there in Waco, Texas.
All right. Appreciate it, guys. What a great opportunity and to be on with such great guys. Thanks for the chance. I just say this about our place. This is a place where dreams come true. We're located right in the middle of the state of Texas, in Waco. We've got beautiful facilities. We've got a campus of about 10,000 students. We play in the SEC of junior college baseball, in my opinion. This is a program that's been to the JUCO World Series 7 times. Won it twice, 97 MLB draft picks, 16 in the last 8 years. And in 3 of the last 4 years, we've had the top NJCAA draft pick in America. And those 3 guys have signed for a combined total of $3.1 million. And then last night, to top it all off, Chris Martin, former Highlander, became a World Series champion with the Atlanta Braves. So doesn't get much better than that, I just think it's a place where dreams come true, where guys can come and earn their spot, and really use this place as a springboard to get to the next place and to reach their highest achievements.
Well, thanks, Coach. We're looking forward to learning more about the program and hearing from you tonight. We're going to go to Coach Jeff Willis at LSU Eunice, NJCAA Division II national champs in Eunice, Louisiana. Good evening, Coach. How are you today?
I'm good, Josh. Hey, I appreciate you putting this together. What a tremendous opportunity for all the coaches on here, players that are listening in. I can't say anytime we have a chance to promote our game, everybody wins and everybody gets better. But thanks for having me on.
No, you guys are awesome. You all jumped right into it, so we appreciate that more. But they want to hear from you, so let's get at it. What should we know about LSU Eunice first and foremost?
Well, I think the biggest key is I've been very lucky, blessed, whatever word you want to use, to be at an institution that has really let us do what we want to do. What I mean by that, 20 years ago when I became the head coach, we had no scholarships. We had no assistant coaches. I was 24 years old and just very, very happy to have a job at that point in time. And what we've been able to see over that time is, 7 national championships, 58 Major League Baseball draft picks, SEC Players of the Year, all of the things that we've seen happen with those student athletes that have been incredible here. But more importantly, they've been incredible human beings, not baseball players. And I think at the drive of our program and what we've always tried to do is develop them as men, and looking at down the road, not necessarily the baseball career, but who they're going to be as husbands and fathers later on. And so that's been our goal since day one. And we've been very, very lucky to have a tremendous administration here that's let us do what we need to do and raise money and raise our first scholarships and coaches' salaries and starting from nothing and seeing something really, really special and really having the highest winning percentage of any college baseball program at any level over the last 19 years. So we're proud of that. But more importantly, we're proud of the young people that have been through here and who they are. And then basically the 50 past players that are coaching high school baseball in our state. It's been tremendous to see that happen and just the things that are being passed on in those programs as well. But thanks again for having me.
Yeah, that's amazing. You said 50 of your players are now high school baseball coaches in the state?
Yes. Yep.
Wow, that's awesome. I mean, you guys own the state then. Recruiting's easy. You got that on lock for sure. Nice. Thanks for being here, Coach. Coach Doug Wren from Tyler Junior College, which you guys won the JUCO D3 National Championship last year. You will be moving to Junior College Division I in 2022. We'll get into that later, but Tyler Junior College Coach Doug Wren, thank you, sir, for being here. What can you tell us about your spot?
Yeah, Josh, I appreciate it. Thanks again for having me on. And again, just echoing what these other guys have said, what an honor to be on this call with all these great coaches and resumes. And so a little bit about Tyler Junior College. We're extremely blessed. We've been able to have just I took over this program about 13 years ago. And we certainly had some dreams that we want to set out and accomplish. And I've had a bunch of great assistant coaches that have really helped us in this program get to where it's at. And so, we've been blessed. We've won 5 out of the last 7 national championships at the Division III junior college level. We played in 7 of the last 10 national championship games. Over 40 wins over the last 10 years, averaging over 40 wins. And we're in a really good sized town here in East Texas that we have the facilities and the resources that we feel like we can put our guys in position to be successful while they're here and then as they move on. And so, and just like Willis, I'll echo him. We put a lot of pride and a lot of time into developing these guys to move on to be great members of their communities. And certainly, I think it could be kind of cliche to say that, but we put a lot of stock in that. And so I think when you take care of the people in the locker room, they'll take care of you on the baseball field. And we certainly have done that over our 10 years, and we're continuing to try to do it better. And, we're excited about this transition. And I can speak to more of that a little bit later, but
awesome.
Extremely blessed.
Yeah, no, we appreciate you being here, Coach. And last but not least on this starting lineup is Coach Todd Fitzgerald out of Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. They finished the year as the perfect game high school ranked number 1. Fitzy, you said you deserved to be number 1 over there. What'd you guys have this past year that was so worth number 1? That was a pretty crazy team you put together.
Well, I just think that there's nothing better than South Florida baseball. And, the schedule that we played 8 teams that were preseason top 50 or in the top 50 throughout the course of the season. And we were 7-1 against those guys. And, it's taken a while to build it here. It's my 11th year here. When I first came in 11 years ago, it was there was a little bit of tradition here, but more so a lot of entitlement, and just had to change the culture and the way that we went about things and try and get the kids to believe that they can get to the next step. And, with our system and what we do and what we preach every day, and finally get over the hump, in 2016 and win one there. And then last year was really special. And, obviously we're probably the most infamous school in the country from 2018. But, we've built really good tradition here, like a lot of the coaches have said. And we have a saying here, and it's called INAM, and it's not about me. And we always tell our guys, may your greatest ability as a player be your dependability. And, it's you're playing for each other. And, they battle every day, and there's competition every day at practice. And, we're very fortunate to have the numbers that we have, and we have some really good baseball players here. More importantly, we have a team grade point average of 3.4. And we are probably the best thing on campus as far as sports goes. So,
love it. Yes, no, you guys do a great job. Can't wait to hear more from you in the high school part of the game. All right, coaches, get a quick drink of water here because you're about to participate in a speed round that's going to be kind of a fill in the blank. We're going to keep with our lineup here. Coach Cheese will hit leadoff. Gregory, you're in the 2-hole. Brohan, you are hitting third. Sheets, you'll be fourth up. Cagliari, fifth. Mitch Thompson, sixth. Jeff Willis, seventh. Coach Wren will hit eighth here, and Fitzy, you'll round it off. So what I'm going to do here is I will call your name. I will read you here this sentence, and you guys just fill in the blank. Simple enough, right? And we'll just kind of fire through and get as many answers out of you as we can. But before we do this, I want to let everybody know that this special presentation, Call of Champs, is presented to you guys this evening by Flatground Baseball. With over 85,000 followers combined, Flatground has become the world's largest recruiting platform for amateur baseball. Pitchers head over to Flatground app, that's APP, and hitters, you guys visit Flatground Bats, that's BATS, to post your videos and information for free. Rob does an awesome job with that. So here we go. Coach Cheese, the fill in the blank is becoming a successful coach requires blank. Coach Cheese.
I would say never stop learning. I mean, there's been so many great guys on here to listen to. I think that's part of learning and being a successful coach.
Coach Gregory, becoming a successful coach requires?
Requires a lot of sacrifice.
Coach Brohan. Coach Brohan, becoming a successful coach requires blank. Fill it in.
Surrounding yourself with great assistant coaches that have a passion for your vision, and then let them coach in their lane.
Love it. Sheets.
An understanding and supportive wife. There's a special place in heaven for baseball wives. That just got me out of the dog.
Got it, boy. Becoming a successful coach requires blank. Coach Cagliari.
Handling personalities.
I love it. Mitch Thompson from McLennan Community College.
Perseverance and a servant's heart.
Love that. Becoming a successful coach requires blank. Coach Willis at LSU Eunice.
I think it's caring more about the player's career than actually your own.
Coach Doug Wren.
I put knowing your why.
Knowing your why. Coach Fitz. Becoming a successful coach requires blank.
Preparation and stability in your coaching staff and preparing your kids for life.
All right, Coach Cheese, we're going around the lineup again. My favorite thing to see from a recruit is blank.
Playing hard every single day.
Coach Gregory, your favorite thing to see from a recruit is blank.
When they compete in the right way.
Coach Brohan.
I say baseball IQ and speed.
Love it. Let me see. Coach Sheets, I don't even remember what the question was. My favorite thing to see from a recruit is?
Presence and confident energy, or a hot mom.
Oh, Sheets, jeez. You're going to regret that one later. Coach Cagliari, yeah, that's going to be regrettable. This is live. We don't edit these, homie. Coach Cagliari, what do you got?
Well, that's a tough one to follow up on. How guys handle adversity.
Love it. My favorite thing to see from a recruit is, Coach Thompson?
It's passion. And one thing we just learned is why Sheets is back in the doghouse. He's in it. He's out. He's back in.
Coach Willis, favorite thing to see from a recruit is?
I think it's humble confidence.
I like that, humble confidence. Coach Wren?
Energy and mudita, finding success in your teammates, finding joy in seeing them succeed.
Coach Fitz?
Makeup and the guy that wants to be in the toughest situation possible.
All right, next one. Cheese, we're back to you. We are rolling around this lineup. Cheese, in the group, the question here is going, or the fill in the blank, rather, is going to be the hardest part of winning a championship is blank. Coach Cheese from Mississippi State University, start us off.
That's a great question. I would like to say hopefully staying healthy is probably number one for me.
Coach Gregory, Wingate University, D2.
For me, it's just understanding there's a lot of things you can control and there's a lot of things you can't control in it.
Coach Brohan, Salisbury University, D3 champs.
Having enough pitching depth.
Coach Sheets, Georgia Gwinnett College, NAIA, the hardest part of winning a championship is?
Collecting egos and getting them all on the same
I have a huge ego. I would not probably make it on your team. Tom Cagliari, coach from Penn State, Du Bois. What's the hardest part of winning a championship?
I would say consistency amongst 18 to 22-year-olds.
Interesting. Coach Thompson?
Just getting everybody to pull in the same direction.
Coach Willis?
I think repeating it.
Coach Wren?
I went a little more literal. I said the final 3 outs.
Oh, okay. I like it literal. Coach Fitzgerald, the hardest part of winning a championship is?
Not taking a playoff.
All righty. Like that one. Let's go back to the top. Here's your next one, gentlemen. The best thing a parent can do for their recruit is?
Stay out of the way.
Oh, geez, Fitz.
He wanted to go.
I'm sorry, Cheese. Sorry, Cheese. I had to jump in that one.
I don't think I'm not going to disagree with that. I think that would have been my answer. So stay out of the way and let the kids have fun and play.
Yeah, my bad.
And Cheese, you're just dittoing that, huh?
That's right, 100%.
All right, Coach Gregory, what's the best thing a parent can do for their recruit?
Just be supportive of their journey.
Coach Brohan, what would you say?
Just finding the right fit. Doesn't matter what level or where, just finding the right fit.
Coach Sheets, what do you think about the best thing a parent can do for their recruit is?
Assist your player from the shadows. That's where we want you.
Coach Cagliari?
Teaching your son to be coachable.
I like that. Coach Thompson?
Understand this game's really hard. It's not as simple as the kids make it look sometimes.
No doubt about that. Coach Willis, best thing a parent can do for their recruit is?
Let their son or daughter do all of the communicating.
I see a lot of 100s popping up on my screen there. Coach Wren, what's the best thing a parent can do for their recruit?
Just tell them that they love to watch them play. No critiquing. We just love to watch you compete.
Yeah, I used to say all these things, and then I had a kid, and he's 6, and he plays soccer, and I need to have a conversation with the coach. That's all, man. Just, I'm not that dad, but I got to do it. Coach Fitz, everybody does it, so I like that. I like that answer. Coach Wren. Coach Fitz, oh, you already jumped in. Coach Fitz, you let us off. You just jumped in. You batted out of order here. Okay.
Well, that's from the high school, so.
Yeah, no doubt. Okay, well, let's do this one here. I got 2 more rapid-fire ones for you. The best thing now a high school or travel coach can do for the recruit is blank. Cheese.
I'm going to say be honest and giving us fair and honest opinions on their kids.
Love it. Coach Gregory.
I'm going to say the exact same thing. Just be honest about who they are and what their level is.
Coach Brohan, Salisbury University.
I say teach more fundamentals and, not a show-and-go baseball team.
I love that. Coach Sheets.
I'm back to be honest, shoot it straight.
Coach Cagliari. Best thing a high school or travel coach can do for their recruit.
Take care of the health of their players.
Midge Thompson from McLennan Community. What do we got?
Yeah, set high standards and then hold them accountable.
LSU Unis head coach Jeff Willis. What's the best
Everybody
thing
be honest about the ability, character, and the work ethic.
Coach Wren?
Yeah, I put be honest as well, but not only to us, but to the kids as well.
Okay, and then to Coach Fitz, who you live in an interesting world of high school coaching, but kind of between the levels, and your kid's an MLB prospect. There's all sorts of things going on. But how would you answer this question? The best thing that a high school coach could do for their recruit is?
Well, just to echo all the coaches there, it's just promoting, and then me being able to tell those guys, hey, I got a guy. If I tell you I have a guy, then I have a guy. I'm not going to send a guy to Mississippi State if I don't think he's Mississippi State worthy. I'm not going to send a guy to Wingate if I don't think he's Wingate worthy. The coaches will appreciate it. The parents might not, but they have to learn to understand where the skill set of the kid is, and we have the best interest for the kid.
All right, ready? On the count of three, everybody's going to answer this last one, so get your microphones ready, okay? The question is, the most overrated baseball movie of all time is. Don't answer yet. No, see, I mean, coaches. It's Fitz. Of course it's Fitz. Of course, it's the high school guy. All right, ready? Most overrated baseball movie of all time is, on the count of three, 1, 2, 3.
Mr. 3000.
All right, well,
Summer Cat.
3000.
Look, you guys have to get yours in. See, the point was that nobody would hear your answer. We wouldn't throw anybody under the bus. But good stuff. All right, boys, drink of water after that speed round. We're going to go again on to segment 3 and ask you guys some individual questions. Before I do that, tonight's show is powered by StatStack. StatStack is changing the way sports use data. StatStack streamlines data collection and distribution so coaches no longer have to use pen and paper to keep track of stats, and players have all their information in one centralized profile. No more paying for pieces of paper, one-time accounts, and no more allowing those same people to sell your personal baseball data on the back end. With nearly 200 college teams already on board, it's obvious a major shift is underway. If you haven't done so already, guys, players, coaches, fans, everybody, go over and follow StatStack with a K. That's StatStack on Twitter, or check out their website at www.statstack.io. Let's move on here to some individual questions. I'm going to start with Coach Cheeseborough from Mississippi State University, the NCAA Division I champs from Starkville, Mississippi. Coach Cheese, you have been to multiple College World Series. What is the difference between the team that wins it all and the team that's really good but doesn't win it all?
Well, I think that's a great question. I think there's a fine line there. I think one of the things that, I hear a lot with the coach speak is the teams really enjoyed each other. They loved each other. They were really a good and great team together. And I think the teams I've had a chance to go to Omaha with, man, they were really a team, and they enjoyed being around each other. They had joy in seeing other teammates have success. And you have to have talent. I think that's the one piece is we've had great talent on multiple teams here. And sometimes the teams that have been together and maybe more as a team have had the opportunity to have a chance to go to Omaha. And I've had some great teams not make it as well. Just I don't think they were as good of a group as others. But I think the main thing for me is just seeing joy and the other guys having success. And man, when the lights come on, man, they enjoy each other and they get after it and they go and they play together.
Well said, Coach. I'll speak for Rudd. I guess his microphone's out again. Well said.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, Coach Cheese. I was thinking about my microphone is the worst.
It's all good.
Yeah, I'm rookie over here. Coach Cheese, I was going to set you up for failure maybe by asking you what the best part of your College World Series experience was. Do you want to answer that one?
Well, I think winning it probably was the best, right? I think that was a pretty easy answer. We've been there quite a bit, and like I said, we've been on some great teams, and it's funny, man. But yeah, when that last 3 outs are made, it's wow, what an experience that was.
You and your family had a little special announcement there, didn't you?
We were having a little girl coming January 1st, New Year's baby. Proposed my wife on New Year's, and we're having a little girl coming January 1st. Pretty cool little thing. I don't think it was supposed to be as public as it made it, but
it was pretty cool, man.
It was really cool.
Awesome. Congratulations, man. Coach Jeff Gregory from Wingate University. One of the things I find interesting here is that you recruit, and I hate to give up your secrets here, but that's what you signed up for a little bit. You recruit from Fitz at Douglas, who's also on this call. So we have D2 national champions recruiting out of high school national champions. My question for you, Coach Gregory, is what makes a high school program attractive to recruit from?
For us, it's just, programs that have been successful, programs that have been really good, that have that standard. There's pieces like Coach Fitz talked about earlier, that they're holding their kids to a high standard. They have high expectations on them. And then they've been able to thrive in those situations. Obviously, that's going to make it attractive to you. And then, once you get them on campus, you know exactly what you're going to get. I mean, you get these high-character kids that we've seemed to have been able to find. Our assistant coaches do a fantastic job of really kind of going through it. And when you have programs that have been successful that have high character kids and you get them on campus and you're able to put them all together, it just raises the standard, raises the level of what you have every single day. And then on top of that, like when you go to work with them every single day and you're around them, I've heard other coaches talking about relationships. It's just enjoyable that when you're around them because the personalities come out with them. You can trust everything that they're going to do. And it just makes what we do 100% enjoyable. It makes it fun to go out in the field every single day and be around them because there's a lot of conversations you can learn to be on the field or just while you're on the field, just about who they are and diving into it. So, it's just one of those things where you know what you're going to get and it just kind of keep wanting to go back.
Yeah, if the well's not dry, keep going, right? Love it. So, okay, let's move on here. Salisbury University, Coach Troy Brohan. You guys... many people, I think, maybe I'm wrong, but from where I come from in the Southeast, many people don't think D3, plus Maryland equals championship level baseball. So what are we missing? What do we overlook about your program and your division in general?
Well, I tell you, I was born and raised 30 minutes from Salisbury University, and until I came here, I didn't know anything about it. But, Division III itself kind of gets the whole glorified high school reputation of, it's going to be a few more students than your high school graduating class. And it's made up of club baseball players and stuff like that. And it's the furthest from the truth. We recruit against the bottom 40% of Division I. We have transfers in here from Radford, Campbell, Maryland, all over. I also think that the academic money, where we don't have athletic scholarships, however, there is academic money here for leadership and needs and various other things. And sometimes when you put it all together, we're cheaper than those who give athletic scholarships. So I think it's a smorgasbord of a little bit of everything, but I think it just gets lost in translation of the talent that's at the Division III level, especially in the top tier schools.
Yeah, it's really good stuff. And I'm just as guilty as anybody. The longer I work in the game, and even as a high school coach, travel coach, you feel like you know a lot, and then transitioning into kind of what I do now, I start to realize what is out there, and there's just so much great stuff. And congratulations for what you guys have done with that program, Coach. And I really appreciate you being here tonight.
Thank you.
Moving to Georgia Gwinnett, Coach Sheets, you are really good at using social media and branding. It's something that makes a lot of people uncomfortable, but something that you and guys like me see in a different light. And it makes a difference throughout a program. I want you to talk to us here for a minute. How does using social media and really trying to brand your program, whether that's travel, high school, college, but how does branding make a difference for the program? And for those coaches who are maybe uncomfortable with that, like how could they go about starting to do something like that and develop a social media presence?
Yeah, great question. It definitely does make a difference. I think that was one thing that we wanted to do a much better job of when we got here is let's really grow in this space. If that's where the kids are, let's put our brand, let's put our name, let's put our success, let's put our track record, let's put that out in the open and share, but also think there's another level, given on what I was able to do when I was out of coaching at ABCA is let's share in a way that can empower other programs and other coaches and help high school and youth coaches or other college coaches by sharing things that we do. So we got the Coaches Corner videos, we obviously try to go live from our training at times. And it's just that accessibility. So that's one thing we try to break down the walls. If you want to know what we're doing, brother, pick up your phone and you'll see exactly what we're about. And try to be authentic to who we are and share that. And some people dig it, some people don't. I don't lose sleep over the ones that don't. We just try to get our brand out there to promote what we're about and try to attract the right people. It's kind of an unspoken handshake. That's the beauty of social media. If you come across a tweet, I didn't have to come find you. You found us, and it's a little handshake that usually leads to a DM that sometimes leads to signing a really good player. If I'm a coach, I just think get out there and work at it. I mean, we follow the model of most SEC programs in terms of what we share, how we share, frequency of what we share, and you just try to follow someone that's doing it that you think, again, you could kind of follow their path. You just got to push send. And once you hit send the first time, you get over that scariness, it becomes easier after that. And then once again, stay true to who you are. And if you're open and you're honest and you're an extrovert, you like to share with people and connect, shit, it's easy. But if you don't, I think you got to get over that fear of hitting send and putting yourself out there and know that you're going to catch some arrows. But again, you're doing it for the bigger picture, doing it to get the recruit. Because again, in the college game, the Jimmies and Joes win championships, not X's and O's.
Yeah, no doubt. I love that. And you have also about 10 seconds to delete something after you send. I can teach you how to do that if you need help with that. I'm really good at deleting something about 10, 15 seconds after I posted it. So I can help you with that. Coach Sheets can help you with the branding. You do a great job with that, and I love watching that stuff. Coach Cagliari from Penn State Du Bois. We talked before this, and something that blew my mind was that you work a full-time job as a middle school teacher. 3 national championships in a row as a college coach after starting the team 5 years ago. And, my question, I look at it, I'm like, wait a second, this guy's got to also be a middle school teacher full-time. Why aren't you coaching at a higher level, doing baseball full-time? Is it you just kind of happy where you're at?
That's kind of a loaded question.
It is a little bit.
Yeah, it's a loaded question. If the right opportunity presented itself, I certainly would, relish that opportunity to look at it and see what's best situation for my family. But yeah, we've had great success, and it's exhausting to have 2 full-time jobs, and it's really challenging. And I think one of the coaches said it earlier, but their wives and they're joking around being in the doghouse. But yeah, I spent a lot of time there, so I know where you're coming from.
We think we're tired a lot of times when we hit the practice field. You definitely have to. How do you work through that? Like, what's your mindset?
Oh man, it's
gotta be
tough
exhausting.
sometimes. Yeah, it's tough because sometimes you have 6 a.m. workouts and guys can go home, go to bed, but I got to go to work. So. Yeah, quick story. I was just, I travel home from our spring trip, got to go to work the next day. So I sleep in my office and go to work the whole next day and get up and do it all over again, go to practice. And, family sacrifices a bunch. Spend every waking moment either at the field with my daughter, or my job. It's one of the 3 things. So I live kind of a boring life, but love it, love baseball, love teaching the game. And, again, if the right opportunity came along, certainly would look at it because I definitely want to do it full time. Been doing it a long time, and doing 2 full-time jobs over all these years is really exhausting. But at the same time, it's been worth it.
No doubt. Anybody out there listening right now, this guy has won 3 national championships after starting a program 5 years ago. Like this, move this guy up the ladder, huh? What do you think, Coach? I say move you up the ladder. I appreciate the transparency and telling us a little bit about your personal life and how tough it can be as a coach sometimes. So thank you.
I appreciate the opportunity. Thanks.
Yeah, no doubt. Before we move on, I just want to mention for you guys that are committed players, are you looking forward to the next step of your career? Well, here it is. Prospect Select Baseball is offering a free commit poster. That's how we do it around here. Everything's free to every and any 2022 commit in the nation. Prospect Select, those guys did this a couple years ago, and it was super cool. So if you are committed, I strongly suggest taking advantage of this. All you need to do is head over to PS Baseball Inc. That's PS Baseball INC. Check out their pinned tweet for more details, and you guys can get yourself a free poster. Let's go to McLennan Community College, Waco, Texas. Coach Mitch Thompson. Coach, in 1998, you produced a set of instructional videos, right? So if you had to remake those videos today, how would the drills, the skills, the information be different?
Wow, I'm glad you asked about the drills and skills. I thought the first thing I was going to have to say is my hair would be a different color and my baseball a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
But, I've been thinking about it a little while, and I don't really know. I think that the one thing that I think that we've always tried to do is to continue to evolve and continue to get better, continue to grow. I think that you take the things that you do and you continue to do those, but as you continue to go, you learn new things and you put little added twists to them. I think the thing for us as coaches, we can either have, this is my 32nd year of college coaching right now, and I can either have 32 years of coaching experience or I can have 1 year of experience 32 times. And obviously the guy with 32 years of coaching experience is going to be better than the guy that's done it 32 times one time. So, I just think that we got to continue to grow. I think hitting is still hitting. I think the fundamentals of hitting are the same. Fundamentals of team defense are the same. Fundamentals of pitching are the same. So I don't know that there'd be a whole lot of difference in what you teach. Maybe just a different way of saying something, a different way of communicating something to maybe reach somebody a different way is what we got to continue to grow at.
Were you wearing those like short nylon baseball shorts in the video?
Yeah, man, you are dating me now.
Just wondering.
When Coach Cheese was talking about Ron Polk, I worked for Coach Polk back in the early 90s, 90 to 93 at Mississippi State, and you dang right we had the maroon shorts.
I love it. Thank you, Coach, for that.
LSU. We might have a picture somewhere on that. I just have to kind of go back and look for it.
Yeah, that'd be really worth having.
I'll pay for it. LSU Eunice, Coach Jeff Willis, you've had a ton of success in 20 years at the school you are at. Almost every step of the way, Al Orgain has been your right-hand man. And congratulations to him on being named the ABCA Assistant Coach of the Year. Can you talk about the importance of finding the right people to surround yourself with and give young coaches an idea of how to go about even finding those good matches to work with?
Well, I mean, that's a big question. I think I've been lucky to always, when I've hired different coaches and I've always tried to find people that I felt like were a lot smarter than myself, that have character, have integrity, have loyalty. And I've been very, very lucky to be able to do that going back to those first assistant coaches when we didn't have scholarships and we didn't, those first set of, Chad Menard and Clint McCauley and this whole group that started out and helped us win our first national championship. And then you go to Allen, and he's been here for 14 years, and Roberto Vaz has been here, I think, 8 years now. And those guys have had Division I opportunities as assistant coaches, and they have chose to stay. They believe in what we're doing, and it's a lot bigger than baseball. And I've just been lucky to be surrounded by those. But as far as young coaches that are looking, they've got to find coaches they want to work for that are like-minded. And what drives those coaches? Is it just the game that's driving them, or is there a bigger picture that's driving them? And so, again, we've been lucky to have those guys be a part of us. They've always been guys that have seen that those players, careers are more important than their own. And they've really walked the walk and not just talked the talk. And so, again, I think the key is, as a head coach, finding people that are a lot smarter than yourself, and not micromanaging them. Get out of their way, let them coach, not being robots. Robots are replaceable, but again, just letting them go and be themselves. And again, we would not be where we're at with those guys that have been our assistant coaches, who have been really the driving force and in the trenches since day one.
No doubt. Great stuff, Coach. Thank you. Tyler Junior College, Coach Doug Wren. So Tyler has won the JUCO D3 championship, but next year you'll be moving into Coach Thompson's territory, where you become a D1 JUCO. Can you help us understand the difference between the junior college levels and how moving into D1 will benefit your program?
Yeah, obviously it's something that we're extremely excited about and had many conversations with Mitch, and looking forward to being able to go head to head with him. And we're excited for what this means for our program. And I've been fortunate enough to be a part of this program for close to 20 years as a player, as an assistant, as a head coach. Obviously, I have a lot invested in this school and institution and believe in its mission. And I was actually a player on the very last Division I junior college team back in 2001. And so I was part of the team that got them taken away. And so since 2002, we've been part of the Division III level of junior college baseball. And here we are 20 years later and coming full circle, and I get to be a part of the transition back, which is a pretty proud moment. But, we've been very fortunate to have success at the Division III level. There's a lot of good baseball at the Division I, II, and III levels. We experienced that. There's not a ton of Division III junior college down south of most of the Division III junior college is going to be up in the Northeast. And so outside of about 7 different schools here in the state of Texas, which have been pretty competitive, then that we tend to go up north to play those guys in those championships. And so, but since we're down here, we've when I took this over, I didn't want to recruit Division III. I felt like I wanted to do this like a Division I program, and I wanted to recruit certain kids. I wanted to get in certain recruiting battles. I wanted to play really good programs. Jeff and I have struck a relationship over the past, probably 10, 12 years now that Jeff and I have played every year, just about. And so I want to challenge our program and try to play as many good programs as we can. And so,
Mitch told me you'd be looking for a job in 3 years. That's what he told me when I talked to him. That's what I mean.
I'll tell you something about it. Tyler last year's in playing Division III baseball, right? They win the championship just like that, but they played in the Division I conference, and they finished second in that league, and went into the last week of the year, ready with a chance to compete for the championship of that conference. And so, in Texas junior college baseball is pretty doggone good. And so, Doug's gonna bring JUCO baseball in the state of Texas just got better with Tyler moving to Division I, and Doug's got a great program. They'll do great things.
We look forward to watching you guys battle it out for sure. I'm going to shift over here to Coach Fitzgerald at Stoneman Douglas, Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. On February 14th, 2018, a mass shooting took place at the campus of Stoneman Douglas that left 17 dead and 17 more wounded. Coach Fitz, that's your school. And inside those buildings were your students, your coworkers, your players, even your own kids. And I remember, I believe it was the next day that you brought your team together for a meeting at a local restaurant. And your boys went on to have the most remarkable season I've ever seen, and probably the best of your career. And so my question to you, I guess, is looking back on it, I've always wondered, what did you say at that restaurant the day after that got your boys to have such a remarkable run and turn such a negative into a positive?
Well, that's a great question. Tough question, but a great question. As a leader of young men on the high school level, from 14 years old to 18-year-old boys, obviously nobody or anyone should ever have to go through what we went through here. And basically my message was that we can either sit here and feel sorry for ourselves, or we can and put our head between our legs, or we can rise up, do something for the school in a positive, and be men and not sit home and watch the news and listen to all the negativity, other than getting out here and the one thing that they love the most, and that's playing baseball, and play for those 17 victims and do something really special for them and honor them every single day that we take the field. And we do that to this day. There's nothing I can tell you that is going to make it any better. they're gone. It was 17, one too many. But at the end of the day, we have a responsibility to the school. We have a responsibility to the community. And we have a responsibility to those families that we give them something to smile about, even if it's for a brief moment, and bring them some kind of joy to where they can not think about that tragic day for a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, or whatever it is, and to support them in any way that we can. And our guys did a great job of that, and our coaches did a great job of that. And, you know, we brought our kids were really strong and resilient. It was hard for them, but, man, they feel right at home when they came back. And the only thing they wanted to do was be right here on this field at their home, at their school, and showing everybody that we're going to be okay from this, and we're going to move forward, and we're going to be stronger for it, and we're always going to remember those fallen.
You've done a great job. That was an amazing year. I know you don't want to be a hero, but you are now a hero for your actions on that day, and we appreciate you, sir, for that. Everybody go ahead and take a deep breath after that. We're going to finish up here in just a minute, but I do want to have a little bit more fun here. Do a speed round before we go, coaches, if you don't mind. Before we do that, this speed round is brought to you by Showcase Baseball Academy. SBA is based in the Carolinas with over 60 teams throughout the Southeast and Mid-Atlantic. For the first time, Showcase Baseball Academy is announcing tonight to the public a project to bring a 4-field complex to the Charlotte region. With the land purchased, SBA will be breaking ground soon on the new facility that will include both indoor and outdoor training for every position on the diamond. To learn more, visit www.showcasebaseball.org. All right, Cheese, you're going to be up. I'm going to go for off-the-field traits. Put these in order for me, Coach Cheesebro. Off-the-field traits, with one being the most desirable trait. In this category of off-the-field traits, character, talent, and grades.
All right, I think I'll go with character. To lead it off, I think talent's going to be my second choice, and grades would be my third.
All right. Hey, man, that's how it goes. That's honesty right there. Thank
right.
you. Jeff Gregory, Wingate University. I'm going to give you a different one. High school pitchers, velocity, strikes, or projectability. How do you rank those 1 through 3?
Well, I think I'm probably going to go projectability because I think the other two fall right back in behind of it, which allows the projectability to show through.
Gotcha. Coach Brohan, on the field, are you looking for defense, offense, or high IQ if you had to rank them?
I'm looking for IQ, defense, and then offense because I firmly believe you can't out-hit your errors.
Love it. Coach Sheets, character, talent, grades.
I'm probably going to follow Cheese on this one. I think it's character and then talent and then grades. I think you got to have great kids that can really play, and they need to chase them to class. You got to do
Coach
that.
Cagliari, let's go for velo, strikes, and projectability with high school pitchers.
Well, all of our pitchers that are listening are already going to know my answer. It's strikes, projectability, and velo.
Love it. Coach Thompson, I'm going to come back to the on-the-field stuff. Defense, offense, IQ. Rank them 1 through 3.
Offense, defense, IQ until you make the errors, and then it's defense, offense, IQ.
Coach Willis, character, talent, grades.
I think character's number one, just like everyone else said, talent, and then grades come the last one.
Coach Wren, go ahead on defense, offense, IQ.
Yeah, I agree with Mitch. I think offense 1, defense 2, IQ 3. Until otherwise.
Coach Fitz, regardless of what these college coaches want everybody to believe, you see it firsthand. High school pitchers, velo, strikes, or projectability?
Strikes, projectability, velo.
Love
Strike
it.
Strike one.
All right, guys, listen, I told you an hour. We are done with the hour. I would like to give every coach 1 more minute here to just kind of send their own message that they want tonight. I really appreciate you guys being with us. If you have to jump off, Coach, I won't blame you. But if you can hang on and give us a final message, I'd like to do that. And we'll start with Coach Fitz. Fitz, final words for the evening, personal message to those listening.
Well, I just want to thank all the coaches for being on tonight, and it's really good to hear some great baseball minds talk. I'm just a lowly high school coach, but one thing that resonated with me tonight is if you want to be great, man, you got to learn as a coach every single day, and I think that's why we're successful. Is we're going to outwork everybody. I'm always trying to learn. I'm always trying to pick somebody's brain, and we really work hard at developing our guys to make sure when these college guys get them, they're college ready. So I want to thank you guys for everything you do, and we'll continue to send them your way. Anybody there?
Oh, I did it again. Yes. Thank you, Coach Fitz. Sorry about that. Doug Wren, head coach, Tyler Junior College. Do you have any final words you'd like to leave us on, or anything stand out here tonight to you?
Yeah, I appreciate it. And I want to just thank Mitch for saying those kind words. He does a great job at McLennan. He's set the standard for junior college baseball, certainly, and we hope that we can kind of follow in his footsteps and give him some good competition just a couple hours away here. So, but thank you for having me on. Just it's always great to do things like this, to be able to just encourage and spur on an industry in which has such an opportunity to have an impact on, whether it's high school, 15, 16-year-old kids, all the way through four-year baseball, 23, 24 years old. We have such an impact to be able to help these guys become the men that they need to become. And, we have 40 guys in our program right now, and we have we have a short 9-month period to be able to invest in them. And so that would just kind of be my challenge as a coach is I think a lot of times we get wrapped up in the baseball and that's all we think about. And it's through winning lots of championships, you find out that the relationships last. The baseball is the same. It comes and goes. You win, you lose some. You go through slumps and you get on fire. You all these things. The baseball, but the relationships are what last. And I think just speaking to some coaches or players or whatnot is that those things will last way longer than your time in the game.
100%. Thank you. Good message there to leave off on. Coach Willis from LSU Eunice, the NJCAA Division II National Champions. Coach Willis, what would you like to end the evening on?
Well, Josh, again, just echoing what the other guys have said. Thanks for having us on, putting this together. I see how many people are listening to that. A lot of coaches, parents, players that are all doing that. I think the one thing I would like to say for the coaches that are on the call or the aspiring coaches to be, I've seen numerous teams that have won the last game of the year. And in the big scheme of things, we all think that means a lot. But those are not the things that pass the test of time. It's the relationships that we build with our coaching fraternity. It's the relationships that we build with our student athletes. Those are the things that pass the test of time. And I would challenge any coach, whether you're young, old, whatever, just to make sure we're in this coaching thing for the right reasons. And I think some people get into it to win because they like winning, or they get into it because there's a paycheck involved, or they get into it because they love competition, or they just they know the game of baseball. And I challenge people, don't get into coaching, don't get in this walk of life if that's your motivation. Get into it because you have one of the biggest privileges to have an impact on young people's lives. And again, when we all go to meet our maker, he's not going to ask us how many wins. He's not going to ask us, could we teach the guy how to hit to the backside? He's not going to ask us, did we teach the guy how to throw a slider? He's going to ask us the questions that are very pointed of these people were in your programs. What did you do with them? Did you care for them? And there's another piece of that. The player has to be honest and upfront and do his part as well. But again, I want to challenge us all to just evaluate each and every day of why we do what we do, and making sure our why is what it is and what it should be, and making sure that our identity is tied to what it should be as well. But again, thanks for having me on. I know there's great friends that are on this call in the coaching fraternity with the guys that are talking tonight, but good luck to everybody this spring. Can't wait to get cranked up get on the field.
Good luck to you, Coach Willis. What a great message to finish on. Let's slide over to Coach Thompson McLennan, Community College in Waco, Texas. They're your JUCO Division I champions from last year. Coach Thompson, what do you want to go out on tonight? Give us your walk-off.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for having us again. What a great time to hear all the other guys speak. I just want to encourage all the coaches out there to understand that, in my opinion, we're the luckiest men in the country. We're the luckiest men on the face of the earth. We get to coach this great game and coach these great young men that are in our care. And at the end of the day, I think the biggest thing that we can do is to help these guys grow up and be men. We look around our country, there's a lot of things going on, and we don't need any more little boys. We need a lot of grown men. And so I think that the biggest thing that we can do is just take these kids that we get. We got to love them. We got to care for them. And I tell everybody that comes in here, my goal for them in this program is that I want to make enough of an impact on their lives in the 2 years they're here that they want to come to my funeral and tell my two daughters how much they love their dad. And the only way that's going to happen is for me to serve my guys, to serve my players, and treat them like they're my own. And at the end of the day, just like Jeff said, the only thing that's going to matter is the relationships that you build along the way. So let's help these kids grow up and be men. Let's coach the heck out of the game of baseball. Let's keep growing this great game and teaching these kids how to get up when they get knocked down. And
love it.
And let's just keep competing.
Love it. I've officially decided that I will be coming to see you to have a beer when I come out to Texas. I don't know if you drink beer, but you sound like a good guy to drink beer with. So hopefully you do. Tom Cagliari, USCAA, Penn State, Du Bois, the national champs. Coach Cagliari, what would you like to leave us with this evening?
Just an honor to be on the call with everybody, getting to know everyone, listen to their stories, and again, congratulate everybody for their success and their programs and their tradition. You guys are all sustaining it, and it's an honor just to be, and humbled to be on here with you. And get to know everybody, and hopefully we can connect and make some connections for the future. Echo and everything what the guys said. I mean, I kind of said it from the beginning of what our program is built on is relationships. And we have to make these kids better people first. It's so important. And I think Coach Mitch talked about how the world is in a really bad place right now. And it's imperative for us to be able to teach these guys how to be better men first, better fathers, better husbands. And that's what we try to teach here. And I think all of us on here do it, and just in our own different way. But the game of baseball and the fundamentals, keep doing it. Keep doing what you guys are doing. I mean, if the only thing we teach kids is how to field a ground ball, I think we failed them as people. And,
yes, sir. Good stuff.
Thank you, everybody.
And somebody go and find that man, because he's won 3 national championships, started the program 5 years ago. And that guy can coach. So thanks for joining us, Coach. Let's go to Sheets. Sheets, Georgia Gwinnett College, NAIA national champs out of Lawrenceville, Georgia. Coach Sheets, what do you want to leave us on tonight?
Yeah, I'm going to echo a lot of what you're hearing. First and foremost, it's been an honor to be on here with you, all of you. And Josh, appreciate you putting it together. I know it's a lot of effort, and you collected a great group of people to represent our game, represent our coaching community, and along all those same lines. Here's what's really cool. If you know some of these guys personally, you know that, number one, none of this is lip service. This is exactly who they are, what they're about, how they coach, and how they teach. The beauty of it is you keep hearing the same message. It's about the players. And I think too often we get into coaching, especially early, and we think it's about us, and we chase our own ego and our own dreams and a paycheck, whatever those things are, until one day you get smacked and realize, man, it is all about our players. And I say that to say this. I think this is a critical time in our profession that coaching and coaches are needed more than ever before. And I think given the COVID effect, given just where we're at as a society, where we're at right now is a critical juncture where we are needed in every facet. So it's time to step up as leaders. If we're coaching and you're not on the relationship side, you better get on that. We've got kids that are dealing with things in ways that we won't understand, but it matters to them. And I think from the mental health perspective, I think from their growth and their, again, maturity within their own right and their own life, I think we got to show up. So I'm just going to challenge everyone listening, think differently about this calling to be a coach. It's not swinging a watch and sitting on a fungo. It is truly changing the trajectory of someone's life. And it's no shock to me that the rest of the guys on this call, you get a chance to win that last game because all of us keep that at the forefront. So it's been an honor to be on here, Josh. Again, I appreciate you putting it together.
Thank you, Sheets. Coach Troy Brohan, Salisbury University, NCAA Division III national champs. Again, they're on the eastern shore of Maryland. Coach Brohan, what would you like to finish up the night on?
Well, Josh, I just want to thank you for this opportunity. It's been great listening to the other coaches, and I look forward to seeing a lot of them at the ABCA convention here coming up. I agree. We have the greatest profession that I can think of to have an impact and influence a lot of great young individuals. You build great relationships. You not only prepare them to be great players, but you're also preparing them to be great fathers, to be great workers. And we've had so many guys leave this program and become great alumni. The core values that we teach here in this program, we want them to use them throughout their life. And when we have alumni functions, we have 300-400 guys come back to that. And, people usually don't come back to those type of things if they didn't have great experiences while they were there. So developing those relationships and having an influence on the rest of their lives really impacts me and is probably the reason that I got into this profession. And it gives me a lot of pleasure in that. So thank you very much for having me, and I look forward to talking to you more.
Yeah, thank you, Coach, for joining us. Coach Cheeseboro, Mississippi State University, the Division I national champs out of Starkville. What do you got for us here?
Yeah, Josh, I'll keep it short and sweet, but I just want to appreciate you and everybody else on this call. And this was really enjoyable for me, and I just want to thank again for allowing me. Apologize, Coach Lamonis wasn't on here. I made him work tonight, especially knowing that I had the opportunity to get on the call. But I have some personal relationship with some of these guys that I'm listening to, and at the end of the day, I know why you're successful. Probably being one of the youngest guys here, and I can't thank you guys enough just having the opportunity to listen to you. And growing my own, career and wanting to be a part of this game. Obviously, it's been an enjoyment of my life. It's something that I do. And for me, just having the opportunity to be here and having the opportunity to listen to you guys and help these kids. Like you said, probably the number one thing for me is having the joy to see these guys win and having the opportunity to keep them growing and hopefully having them to enjoy the game. And like I said, this has been a great opportunity for me, and I want to wish everybody well as we go into the springtime. So thanks again.
Coach Cheese, I really appreciate it, man. And yes, you're the only non-head coach here, but in fairness, you're the first guy I went to with this idea, and you were all about it, and I appreciate that because the truth of the matter is this really is a top-down thing in industry when you could see guys like yourself at the highest level winning championships and saying, yeah, absolutely, this is great for the community. When you jump in on something like this, it's a lot easier to get other guys to jump in. So I do appreciate you being here, man.
You got it, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and let's go home. Last guy take us home, Jeff Gregory, Wingate University, your D2 national champs. Coach Gregory, what do you got?
Well, first thing, you got me batting in the 9-hole, so that's kind of used to me from my playing days, so I can understand that. But just to echo what these guys are saying, it's all about us developing. And sometimes people talk about player development, and we think just strictly in the game. But for me, it's about developing people. I mean, I say it all the time that, baseball is what we do. It's what we're passionate about, but it's not who we are. And I think the more we understand that our greatest thing that we can do is that when we can develop the people that we're with, when we develop our guys, not just on the baseball field, but everything to do, what decisions they make off the field, and prepare them for their life after they go here. I mean, we talk about the recruiting process. This decision is about the next 4 years for the next 40 years. And I think when we invest in the people that we're around and invest and give our best, and that way we can therefore demand their best. And I think that teaches them to become great husbands, become great fathers. And I think the best reward that we can give when we do this long enough is that when we see them come back and we see them with their families and we see them raising their kids, and see how invested they are, with what they're doing, that they're leaving their mark on the world and they're leaving their mark in the right place. And I think that's the most important thing that we will ever do. So we as coaches, like what all these guys are saying, like, we are important for what we do, in the short time that we have them, the 4 years that we have them, 4 to 5 years, but, for the relationships and the friendships that we're going to build way after that, that's the most important thing that we'll ever do.
Good stuff. You guys, thank you so much. We went over, 17 minutes here? That's not bad, but I also know that I hit the over on the line for how many questions each of you would get tonight, so I'm okay with that. You guys are awesome. This was unbelievable. Maybe we should do this more often to grow the game, grow the community. You guys, I really can't thank you enough for doing this. And
hey, Josh.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thanks, Rudd, for doing this, man. This was awesome.
Yes, sir.
I just want to give a quick shout out.
No!
I gotta throw it in there.
I'm hanging this all up. See you boys later. Thanks everybody for coming tonight. Good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Good night, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.